Do you want to hear something crazy? There are today around 2 million Arab Israeli citizens in Israel. I'm not talking about the Palestinian Authority or the Gaza Strip. I'm talking inside of Israel. Around 2 million Arabs with the same rights, exactly the same citizenship as any other Israeli. How come, if during the Nakba, all of the Arabs were kicked out of their homes? Well, it's not that hard to refute most of the Nakba lies, because were some Arabs kicked out of the towns? Yes. Were some Arabs told to leave by their leaders? Yes. Did some Arabs stay peacefully? Yes. Well, how come all of these three options happened together? Well, during the English Mandate, there was a lot of Jews and Arabs living all over what was that called? Palestine. During the 30s, there was a big Arab uprising where the Arabs started to fight the English Mandate and massacre a lot of Jews. Now, it wasn't everybody, and I'm not going to say how we got here. It's a long history, long story. Go read a book, go ask a historian. But during that uprising, many Arab villages decided to partake in the murdering of Jews, and many Arab villages decided to just stay out of it. They wanted to leave peacefully. Now, let's jump to the end of the 40s. The British left the land. They left here the Jews and the Arabs. Now, many Arab leaders called on their people, hey, leave your towns, leave your homes. We're going to have a huge war here. We're going to annihilate all of the Jews, and then you can come back and retake your homes. Now, many villagers, many Arabs, listened to those calls. They left their homes, took their keys with them, remember the keys? And because they lost the war, they couldn't come back. Many of the Arab villages that partook in being violent in the uprising, in fighting against the Jews, were kicked out once their war ended because the Jews didn't want to keep getting massacred by Arabs who wanted to stay and be violent. And many villages, well, they just stayed. They were peaceful, and the Jews had no problem with them staying. And those are the people that stayed in the land of Israel, received equal citizenship, equal rights. That simple. So, in a nutshell, the Arabs who left, hoping to come back after they win the war, couldn't come back because they lost the war. The Arabs who stayed and were murdering Jews were kicked out. The Arabs who stayed and were peaceful stayed peacefully and received equal rights and are today living equally. Now, some food for thought. And a quick question. How many Jews who were living peacefully in any other Arab country were allowed to stay as equal citizens? I'll wait. So, who was ethnically cleansed? Yeah.